Everybody, welcome to episode 70 of the Joys of Games podcast. We are recording this the end of November 30th, Thursday evening, 2017. I am one of your hosts, Josh Brown. I am joined by the man who does not have his CGI upper lip, Collin Wheeler. Hi, Collin.
That you know of.
That's true. I haven't seen you in a while, so it's possible that there's some shenanigans going on.
There's always shenanigans going on in my upper lip.
How are you?
I'm good, man. What's going on with you?
Oh, not much. Got through the Thanksgiving holiday in one piece. Transitioning over to Christmas. I'm so excited. I can't wait. I heard a rumor that the elf on the shelf might be making an appearance tonight, so that's a thing.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. Do you guys do that?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your elf's name?
Unknown.
Like you don't know it, or that's the name?
That's literally what Hayden wanted to call him.
Okay.
Unknown.
How old was Hayden?
He was 6, I think.
Okay. I was thinking that would be a weird name for like a 3-year-old to come up with. So
yeah, normally, when he was 3, he always did like adjectives, like jumpy or happy or something like that.
That's why unknown threw me off.
Yeah, unknown. I think he goes in and out of being super into Pokemon, and my guess is he was looking at an unknown Pokemon, because the little black ring guys that all look different. He just decided to call him Unknown. I have no idea why.
Okay.
Kids be kids, man.
Yep. Ours is named Bernard.
Oh, it's a good name.
Yeah. After the elf from Santa Claus movie.
That's what I was about to ask.
Yep, of course. So, yeah. Tonight's the night, man. Gotta open the box.
What do you think about the Santa Claus movies?
So Val and I were just talking about this the other day, actually. I think there's a very right answer to the order of which you should watch them in quality wise. 1 is still the best.
By far.
3 is really good, though. Jack Frost makes that movie exceptional, I think. 2 still bugs me. The creepy fake Santa Claus just does not do it for me at all. I think 2 is very, very far behind 3.
I disagree with that. But my biggest gripe with the sequels, and it's the weirdest thing, and it bothers me so much, is the weird animatronic talking reindeers. Because, like, in the first one, they kind of act like reindeers, but in this one, they're, like, making basically farting noises with their mouth as they speak, and it's just super, it just takes you out of the movie. You're like, why? Why did you make this decision?
Yeah, they messed up with the reindeer bad. I'll give you that.
I don't know why, it just bugs me. Like, every single time I watch the movie, it just sucks me right out in both of those movies, both the second and third one.
Whenever I see those, I definitely want, like, the biggest, best cup of hot cocoa ever.
Yeah, for sure. Especially when they describe it in great detail.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing is, and I don't know what the actor's name is, but the kid from the Kid movie with Bruce Willis. It's funny how he's supposed to be an elf, and he's clearly, like, a preteen in the third movie.
Right.
So, that's always that's pretty good.
Yeah. Overall, though, I like them. They're good movies.
Yeah, they're still super fun.
It's a good trilogy.
Yeah. That one, those movies, we always watch those movies. We always watch A Christmas Story. We always watch National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Yep.
We watch a lot of bad Hallmark movies because we enjoy those.
Yep. Home Alone 1 and 2. Although 1 and 2 is a little tainted now.
Well, what? No, just the second one, right? The second one's the one with Donald Trump.
Yeah, that's what I said. 2 is a little tainted now.
Oh, I thought you said 1 and 2.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually like Home Alone 3.
Don't.
I like it.
No.
I like that movie.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Also, it's not a Christmas movie, so stop it.
It well, sort of is.
Is it around Christmas time?
It's like snowing outside. Anyway, I still like that movie. I like the third one. It's not nearly as good as the first two. Not even close. But it's still an enjoyable movie. It is.
You've never been more wrong, Collin.
Well, I have definitely been more wrong about things before. What's one time?
Next, you're going to tell me Home Alone 4 is good.
No, that is not good.
Have you even seen that one?
I've seen parts of that one, and I turned that one off.
That's a bad film.
I actually did it as, I think I was like 10 years old. I'd never done a phone survey before, but for some reason they called my house on a landline.
Okay.
And asked my parents if I was willing to complete a survey.
Okay.
And I don't know if my parents got an incentive or something, but they asked me, like, do you want to do a survey?
They totally made money off you.
I'm sure they did.
Yeah.
But they asked me if I wanted to do a survey. I was like, sure, why not? So they asked me about Home Alone, and they asked me, like, what my favorite parts about Home Alone was, and would I be willing to watch it without Kevin? Because they didn't say Macaulay Culkin because I was a kid, because I had no idea.
Right.
So, like, would you watch it without Kevin? I'm like, I don't know. They said, what's your favorite part? I said, the booby traps.
Yeah.
And then they said, what's your favorite part about the booby traps? When the guys get hurt. And that's all I remember from the conversation. And sure enough, those booby traps were in the movie.
Yeah.
And people got hurt.
Oh, yeah.
So they listened to me. I gave good feedback to them.
So you're the reason we got Home Alone 3.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I'm the reason that Scarlett Johansson is Black Widow, because that was her first movie. So in a way, it's a win for you as well.
I'm not conceding to that. I'm not giving you that at all. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm right. Also, the Earth is flat, and I'm building a rocket ship, and I'm going to prove it to you. So there you go. I'm right 2 times. 2 times tonight.
You're literally the worst. This week we're going to be talking about Xbox. What game are we going to be talking about? I have no idea. That's the fun part. We're not even talking about a specific game. We're talking about a whole console. That's right. We're talking about the Xbox One X. Collin has had it for like a month now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost a month.
So you're going to give all your hot takes on the system and what it does and how great it is or not great, or I don't know. You and I really haven't even talked about it much. So I'm excited to find out what you have to say about it. But there's one game I want to talk about real quick. It has nothing to do with Xbox, Collin. But I just want to ask you, have you tried that game HQ yet?
I have downloaded it.
Oh, God.
And this is because of Giant Bomb.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
The problem with it is you have to be available at specific times to do it.
12 p.m. and 6 p.m.
Pacific time. I forget every single time.
Set the alerts, and it'll pop up an automatic alert saying, hey, get ready to play. You got 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And then you just click on that, and it opens the app for you.
That's the problem, is I forget to even do that. I'm listening to the Bombcast. Typically, I am driving somewhere or doing something, so I don't pause the podcast to actually set the alert. And then a week later, Jeff Gerstmann will talk about it and be like, "Oh yeah, that's right. I gotta set an alert, or I gotta set a timer for that." And then I forget to do that too.
Yeah, so. It's kind of awesome in so many ways.
It sounded awesome.
Yeah. I've been playing it the last couple days, the newest Bombcast episode with everybody. I listened to that Tuesday night right after it released, and they played the game during the podcast with everybody. I'm like, okay, I'm finally going to check this out now, and I downloaded it, and I've played everything since then. I haven't won yet, but yeah, it's amazingly fun. That Scott guy is everything as advertised. He's so good. Games are fun. Let's talk about Xbox, Collin.
Yeah.
Tell me about this Xbox One X.
First impressions.
Yeah.
Physically, it's so compact, and I can't believe how compact that thing is.
Which is crazy.
Yeah. It is shorter than the Xbox One S, which is pretty dang small. But it is a little bit longer.
Okay.
If that makes sense. So lengthwise it's a little bit longer, but it's height-wise it's shorter.
Okay.
booting it up initially, I was like, oh, this is an Xbox One. Because everything pretty much looks the same. It's the same UI. You know, I imported my profile, so basically everything that I had there was there. I swapped out my external hard drive from my Xbox One S and moved it over to Xbox One X, and it automatically had all my games there. It wasn't until I actually booted up an Xbox One Enhanced games that I actually noticed a difference. Not only in like load times, but in just the visuals on the game just looked super striking. The first thing I booted up was Halo 5, naturally. And I was in the middle of a campaign like years ago when the game first came out. I was replaying it single player because I'd beaten it co-op prior, and it was a game that had a level that had a lot of neon and a lot of like shadow and like ambient light.
Mm-hmm.
And man, that stuff just pops like crazy. And I didn't know if it was just like the hype that was getting to me, so I kind of did one of those things where I tried the best I could to do comparison. So I booted up the Xbox One S that I had in the computer room and booted up Halo 5 there, and then just to see the difference, and it is like staggeringly different.
Really?
Like the blacks are super dark. You can see much farther ahead. Like if there's an enemy down a dark hallway, you can like see where the enemy's head is on the X versus on the S. It just kind of looks like a blurry mess. It looks incredible.
Huh.
So I kind of got addicted to trying out a bunch of old Xbox One enhanced like games that I had.
Sure.
So I booted up Final Fantasy 15.
Is there like an official list of like which games have been enhanced by it yet?
Yes, there is. There's a list of ones that have been enhanced, ones that are coming out, and then actually on the Xbox One X, you can actually filter your own games that you have under just enhanced titles.
Oh, okay, cool.
So you can see like what you have. And they just released Skyrim and Fallout today or yesterday, so I haven't tried those out yet, but I'm going to try those as well. My wife's been playing Shadow of War, and I have nothing to compare it to because I haven't played it like on a regular Xbox. The only thing that I can compare it to is like reviews I've seen of IGN and like gameplay on Giant Bomb, and like the HDR and the 4K on that game do make a difference in like detail in the face. You can see like, it's kind of weird. You can see like pores on the face, and you can see like really, really far back scale of enemies that just, I'm not sure if you would be able to see it on a standard Xbox or not. Like because the scale of, or not scale, I should say, the field of view is a lot farther back in that.
Right.
And loading times are so much better. Like Final Fantasy 15 to load into an area, I swear took like a minute, which doesn't seem very long, but like when you're waiting there on a loading screen, that's a pretty long time.
In this day and age, like that's an eternity.
Yeah. On the Xbox One X, it is probably a quarter of that time. It's wicked fast. So I tried Final Fantasy, looked amazing, looked really sharp. I tried. Let's see, what else did I try? I tried.
Now, do you have a 4K TV?
I do have a 4K TV,
okay.
Yeah, and I also have it's a 1440p monitor.
Right.
So it's kind of like it's a little bit better than 1080. Yeah. I tried Shadow of War briefly, and they actually have different game like modes you can put it into. So you can choose like performance, which means like when there's a lot of enemies or something and the frame rate might dip, it'll basically bump down the resolution. There's a mode where it just focuses on resolution, so it's basically stays at 4K the entire time, but your frame rates might go down. And then there was one that was basically meant for like 1080p specific TVs. So I tried all three of those. I ended up liking the performance one the best because I prefer frame rate over resolution. And Final Fantasy had something similar to that too. The only weird thing about Final Fantasy is when I switched the different modes, they kind of like the game kind of freaked out a little bit.
Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you changing?
Exactly. Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? So like the characters would just kind of like look, they look like super blocky. So I had to like basically exit out of the game and then boot it back up because it looked really weird. And I was looking at a video on Digital Foundry, and apparently it's a common bug that they're trying to fix. So Final Fantasy was a little goofy. Let's see, what else did I get? Tried out Titanfall 2, which I never beat the campaign. I need to go back and do that.
I totally forgot that game existed.
There's so many good games, man. And I keep, instead of playing the new games that I purchased, I'm going back and playing all these old games because they look so dang good on the Xbox. Spoiled by it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I just have like I'm not spending any money. I have all these games that I never completed, and now there's like a new view on it, and it's like a new toy, and I'm like, oh man, I want to try this out. It's kind of like getting, a Nintendo console and replaying Super Mario Bros. For the 15th time.
Right. I get it. It's a lot of fun. So you're like it, is what you're saying.
I love it.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, it is an Xbox One. Like, it is not a new console.
Right.
I'm going to be very excited to see a first-party game, because first-party typically always takes advantage of new consoles hardware. I'm going to be very excited to see what they do with it, because third-party outings are great, and especially like Shadow of War. Just watching my wife play it, it's really beautiful.
Sure.
But once we get like a Halo 6 or see Crackdown 3, I'm not a Forza guy, so I'm not even going to bother with that. So, seeing those games is what's really going to basically make or break the, like, how good the potential of the console. That's what I'm thinking.
Right.
So, but so far, really liking it.
Sure. You did get this based on trade-ins. Like,
yes. I did not pay out of pocket for this.
Right. I'm not saying if you paid actual hard-earned money for it, the performance of it would be any different. But do you think it's worth the money for somebody to upgrade to? Now, obviously, if somebody's wanting to get an Xbox for the first time, the newest one is obviously the best choice. If somebody's just like, you know what, I haven't ever got an Xbox One, we could both agree that the X would be the way to go.
Yes. If
they could afford it. Depending on what their financial situation is. But if somebody like myself, who has just a day one edition of Xbox One, would it be worth the upgrade to the X at this point?
If you have... So here's the thing. It's hard to say right now. So as it stands right now.
Yeah.
For people that have 1080p TVs.
Yep.
No.
Okay.
But if they start doing more Xbox One enhanced games that improve frame rate, which is a big deal for me and a lot of people, I'd say, if more games come out with enhanced versions that have frame rate options, absolutely. Because not only are you getting faster load times, but you're getting a much better performance on frame rate in your games, and you're also going to get that draw distance too I was talking about on the X that you would not see on the original Xbox.
Right.
If you have a 4K TV and have an Xbox One S, if you really like, I think the S it's a little bit more difficult if you have the S for me to recommend it right now. Even with the 4K TV, I would say wait and see what they do with more enhanced games, because a lot of these enhanced games are just resolution bumps.
Mm-hmm.
Like the load times are better, like I said, and the field of view is better, like I said, but like it's not worth spending $500 just for those features. Once you get into the actual better frame rates and being able to utilize the system from like the ground up, I think that'll be worth it. But prefer, like, if you were to, like, because you're asking, like, oh, should I buy one? Like, let's say hypothetically you're asking that. I would say in your situation, no, not right now.
Okay.
If your Xbox One dies,
right.
Yes, buy it. Don't buy an S. Buy this
Sure.
one.
Sure.
It's worth the extra $300 to upgrade from the S to the X if you're purchasing it, like, brand new.
Right.
Because you're future-proofing yourself. It's just like if your PS4 died, you're going to get a Pro, right? I assume.
Yeah. Mine hums like a jet engine right now, so I'm already considering it.
Yeah. And you should. Like, I mean, I think the price difference from the S to the X or the PS4 to PS4 Pro, I think is worth it just to have the better machine.
Sure. Cool. Well, that's something. Do you think this is like, now that you have it, now that it's out, now that, it's happened and people have bought it, like I still see them in stores. Like I don't think it ever like sold out or anything. Where does this put Microsoft in the grand scheme of things?
Right now they still need software.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it comes down to. Like I'm so happy that they have so many enhanced games that I already have, but we need new stuff. We need new experiences, which is, they know that.
Right.
Everybody knows that.
Sure.
The Xbox fanboys get mad. Like, I'm an Xbox fanboy too, but they try to defend it left and right that, the Xbox has better exclusives than PS4. It doesn't.
Right.
Sorry. Even though I said that a couple years ago that PS4 had nothing, now the PS4's caught up and they have just a tremendous amount of exclusives. And the Xbox doesn't have. But, I mean, you're going to get the best performance on all third-party games on the X, which is exciting because, like, Destiny 2's enhanced updates coming out next week with the expansion, and that's going to be 4K with HDR versus on the PS4 Pro.
Right.
It is basically an upscaled 4K. I can't remember the exact term. So it's not even true 4K.
Interesting. And
Digital Foundry's been doing a bunch of comparison videos of all the third-party games that have updates on the Pro and the Xbox, and the Xbox's performance is better on, I think, almost every game that they've tested in every area.
Sure.
And rightly so, because it's, it's 4 times more powerful than the original Xbox, and the PS4 Pro, I think, is only twice as powerful as the PS4.
Right.
So
like that, yeah.
It just has more raw power. So if it didn't run better, that would be a bad sign.
Right.
So.
Huh.
But yeah, they're gonna need a strong, 2018. They really are, and Crackdown and State of Decay is not gonna be enough. Sea of Thieves is not gonna be enough. Like, and honestly, as much as I love Halo 6 is not enough either. They need a surprise like Spider-Man. They need a surprise like a reboot of God of War. Why not a reboot of Fable? You know what I mean? Like something that would really turn heads.
Sure. Get that something buzz going.
Yes.
Yeah.
They just don't. I don't feel like they have anything unique really. And
right.
As much as it's my main console that I play on, and I buy almost all my third parties on there, and obviously exclusives, but like they don't have a lot, and they really need that.
Yeah. Do you think this is having this out is going to push them into that? Like, or do you think they're going to kind of rest on their laurels and say, well, we got the most powerful console out and sit back and see what happens type of thing?
No,
until the next generation, at least.
I think next year is going to be a really solid year for software for them. I really do. I think this year they had to push some things back that they probably didn't want to.
Yeah.
I mean, Crackdown was one of them, but I think there's other games too that they were expecting to be out this year, but they didn't. And like Phil Spencer's already said before that they don't like announcing games unless they're like fairly close, similar to kind of what Bethesda does.
Right.
Versus Sony, they sell their consoles with not only their current library, but they're like, hey, look at all these great games we have coming in the next 2 to 3 years as well.
Yep.
So it's two different strategies, and I give both of them. Honestly, Sony's like a hype machine, That's what I look at them as. Like, they make great, not hype machine like a Broken Promise hype machine. That's just like they constantly build up hype for things that aren't coming out for years and years, and that hype gets the excitement and gets people to go and buy that console.
Yeah.
Versus Microsoft's like, hey, we got these great games coming this year. And then...
Which may not be as good as the ones in 2 or 3 years, but, they do put a lot of marketing into the ones that are coming out.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that, Sea of Thieves works out. 'Cause Sea of Thieves looks really cool. I'm excited. I love, it. I love Destiny. And if I could play a Pirates game that's like Destiny, that's going to be awesome.
Yeah. It would be really great for them.
What's that?
If they and Rockstar are talking right now about Red Dead and optimizing that for the Xbox One X.
I'm sure they are. They have a marketing deal with Sony already.
So do they?
So I don't think we'll see. They already have like exclusive content with Sony as well. But I think they will still have an update, just similar to how Bungie didn't talk about the Xbox One X like up until just a couple weeks ago.
Sure.
Where it'll probably be the best version of that game. They just can't talk about it.
Right. Dang it.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
So, I mean, PUBG is a big get for them.
Yeah, that's true. That's still coming.
That's coming in a couple of weeks here.
Mm-hmm.
And if it catches on fire like it did on PC, it could honestly, that could very well be a console, like people could actually buy an Xbox because people are clamoring to play that game.
Yeah.
And the PS4 audience is upset that it's not coming to PS4. I mean, it probably will eventually.
Yeah.
But they're upset, but like that might nudge them over for that one game, which is weird to think about.
Yeah.
Because Minecraft on the Xbox 360 sold so many 360s.
That's true.
So many.
That's very true.
That was a $20 game.
Yep.
That could run on any PC.
Tablet, phone.
Yeah.
Anywhere. In your sandbox, I'm sure you could, make it work somehow.
There's also a Minecraft update that's coming out called the Super Duper Graphics Pack. Oh my gosh, it looks incredible. Like, it's still super, blocky.
Right.
But...
Isn't the draw distance, incredible? Like, how far you can see?
Just nuts.
Yeah.
It's nuts. And it's also, the lighting they changed, and the shadows changed, and everything is just... All the colors pop like crazy. I've just seen screenshots, and they just look amazing. I cannot wait for that update to come out, because it's another old game that I'm going to dive into, because I'm like, man, polish it off.
Sure.
Play it again.
Do they have a date on that yet?
They just said 2018. I'm not sure when.
Okay.
I was hoping this year, but...
Sure.
Game development's hard.
I've heard that. I'm not sure I believe it, but I've definitely heard it.
Sounds like a bunch of BS to me.
Yeah. Crazy. Well, thank you for your glowing review of the new system. I'm glad you're enjoying it. That's really cool. I like it. It's not for me. I don't have a 4K TV. I don't have a great desire to upgrade my Xbox. It still plays Cuphead just fine. So
it's your Cuphead machine.
My Cuphead machine is running great. That game's still so hard.
If software gets better next year and your system dies, definitely get it.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. I don't play it enough to run it into the ground yet. So, like my PlayStation. Woo. That Pro is needing to happen soon, I think. Just because it's silly not to go Pro.
Yep. Go Pro or go home.
That's right. Or go somewhere else where you can't play video games. Banish yourself to the woods.
Dang.
Yeah, I'm just saying, man.
I don't want to be.
If you go home, you'll be reminded of what you should be playing, so.
That's true.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Eliminate, temptation, Collin. Well, that's Xbox. Have you played Super Lucky Tale yet?
Nope.
Okay.
I'm not going to play that game.
No? Okay.
No. If it's free, I'll play it, but otherwise, no. It was funny because my wife was asking me, she's like, did you know there's a new Tales game out? I'm like, new Tales game? I was like, yeah, Sonic's friend. I'm like, no, there's not. She's like, well, I saw it on the Xbox and it said like super lucky tail.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, no, that's
and
not
it's a fox. I mean, he only has one tail, but
yeah, and I could totally see the confusion. And then she's like, are you gonna get that? I'm like, no. She's like, why not? And I'm like, because it reviewed terrible and it doesn't look very good. She's like, oh. She's like, isn't that the Banjo-Kazooie guys? I'm like, no, that's ukulele.
I don't think it reviewed terribly.
Yeah, I got like 5s out of 10.
I think you're thinking of Bubsy.
No, Bubsy got worse than that. It did not review very well.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
And then she was asking, is that the Banjo-Kazooie guys? Because I talked to her about ukulele before. And I'm like, no, this ukulele, and I explained the whole thing to her. She's like, oh, well, why don't you have that? I'm like, I'm waiting for the Switch version to come out. The Switch version is coming out in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Very excited about this.
Yeah.
I know it's on Xbox News, but it's exciting.
It's exciting for you. I'm excited for you. I've been playing that on Xbox, so. Man, that's all I got, Colin. It's a time of year where there isn't a lot of news to talk about. There's a lot of game news that I don't want to talk about because it's mainly been beat to death by every other podcast out there, and it's not super enjoyable. And that's what we try to do here is stay happy and positive about the gaming industry because, let's be honest, this is one of the best years of gaming, like, ever. So we should continue to focus on our enjoyment of video games and not dwell on the negative aspects of such. So we're gonna skip all over that nonsense. Go somewhere else if you want to hear people talk about that. Yeah, next week we have the Video Game Award show with my friend Jeff Keighley, so that's cool. Next week we'll be recording our PlayStation episode. We have some things to talk about with that. How's your Switch playing, Colin? I know it's the Xbox episode, but like, how's Mario?
I have not touched my Switch for a while. I've been playing the Xbox. That's what I've been playing with that ever since I beat the story of Mario, and I did a lot of extra moons. I haven't played it since then.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I hit $9.99 today.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So you're done.
Yeah.
Time to go hunt for Korok seeds.
Nope, I'm just waiting for that DLC, man.
Yeah, do you think it's going to get announced next week?
I bet it gets shown off at the award show.
You think it's going to be 2018?
Nope. I bet it'll be tonight, available now.
Yeah, maybe.
Nintendo's wacky enough to do that. Why not?
They released the amiibo so early, though. That's what I don't get.
I bet they had planned everything. I bet the DLC was supposed to come with the amiibo, and then they worked out a deal with the Video Game Awards, and they're like, "Okay, we'll hold that until then."
Hopefully, that would be a fun surprise because it would make me deviate from watching that to being like, "Well, I'm going to play Zelda."
No, you can play it on your Switch. You can play it while watching it, Colin.
Yeah, but it's like story DLC, and
but you can just look up every once in a while and see Jeff Keighley and smile
in his Dorito Pope suit.
Yeah. Anyway, it's a great time to be playing video games. It's there's just so much good things out there, Colin. I'm loving it, man. I'm enjoying all of it.
Did you get any? Did you purchase any new games over Thanksgiving weekend?
On Black Friday?
Yeah.
I picked up one video game.
Oh, yeah? What'd you get?
Wolfenstein 2.
Nice.
For $25.
Great deal.
Absolutely. I know I don't have time to play it yet, but for $25, I will definitely pick that up.
Yep. I got that one.
Mm-hmm.
And I got Shadow of War.
That's right.
And I got Prey, which I had not played.
Oh. Have you started that yet?
I have, and I don't like spooky games, and that's really spooky.
Yeah, that's not the best game for you to be playing, Colin.
Those mimics, man. They have you played the game?
No, I've heard enough about it to where I feel like I don't need to play it.
Oh my gosh, man. I think you should play it, and I think you would really like it, honestly. I really do think you would like it, because it reminds me so much of BioShock, it's kind of weird.
Yeah, but I just want BioShock. It's just going to make me want more BioShock.
Dude, anyway, I started playing the first hour and a half of that game, and the mimics, which are like these like weird shadow tentacle. I know it. Think of the hand in Ocarina of Time that picks you up and they're super creepy.
Yep.
It's like those, but like all over the place. And what makes it even worse is they're called mimics because they turn into everyday objects.
Right.
So you have no idea where they are.
Sure.
And they'll just pop out at you randomly. You have no like sound or audio cue. Like you can occasionally hear like a little scuffling in the background. You're like, oh crap, there's one in here, but you don't have no idea where it is. And it's very scary.
Yeah, no thanks. I'm good.
Very scary.
I'm good, Collin. This is the happiest time of year, and I'm trying to stay happy. Not sad and scared and frightened of everything.
Yeah, it's true. We're scared of reality, and we're also scared of virtual reality.
Yeah.
But I'm going to start Wolfenstein after finals next week. So
nice. We'll have to exchange notes eventually.
Yes, I'm hoping to beat that before the Giant Bomb Game of the Year spoiler stuff happens.
Oh god, they're going to talk about that game so much, aren't they?
They are, and it's going to be all story. So
yeah.
I need to get through that game.
Yeah.
I
need to get on Assassin's Creed, so.
Oh, I want to play that too. You know, I almost bought Assassin's Creed, but I was like, no. By the time I beat all the other games, it'll be $30 again. That's when I'll buy it. Yeah. So.
I don't know what you just said because I unplugged my headphones, but I'm sure you made a very good point on something.
That's right. Waluigi is the worst character ever.
Yeah, duh.
Oh.
No argument, Collin.
Okay.
Yeah, we're one and the same on this one, buddy.
All right.
Yeah.
I thought you were a Waluigi defender.
No, heck no. What are you talking about? That guy's awful.
He's the worst.
Duh.
Again.
Absolutely. Come on now. Collin, thank you for an amazing episode tonight.
Oh, yeah.
It was a lot of fun. Glad we got to do this. Yeah, that's all I got, man.
All right.
Yeah. Where can the people find you at?
They can find me on Twitter at PDX_geek. They can also add me. Oh,
no. Continue.
You can also add me on Xbox Live, where I'll be playing my Xbox One X, and my gamer tag is Caboose's Hero.
With that being said, I'd like to remind you that you could email us anytime you'd ever want to. At joysofgames@gmail.com, just like our friend Atari Alex did.
Nice.
Said, Dear Josh and Collin, hey, long time, no email. Glad you guys are back from your hiatus. 2 things, one video game related, one not. First, I watched the movie Cube on your recommendation a few weeks ago. Mm-hmm. I didn't like it.
Aww.
It was a cool concept with poor execution, and the ending felt very unsatisfying. Oh well.
Well, he's wrong, but that's okay.
Second thing, are you ever going to do your Ocarina of Time video game bucket list discussion? I feel like we need to resurrect that.
Yeah, we do. Holy crap.
Come 2018, we need to kind of figure out what's going on with all that and get a little more pep in our step and get things cracking on that front. So Thank you for the reminder, Alex. Definitely something we need to make happen.
Yeah, and I definitely want to bring back talking about retro games too as well. So
yeah, 2018, it's a brand new year. Let's finish out December in style, and we'll see what happens.
One could say we can reboot it.
We could.
Mm-hmm.
Until then, you can find me on Twitter at The Noise with a Y. Follow the show on Twitter at Joys of Games. Like I said, if you have an email like Alex, joysofgames@gmail.com. We'll see you guys next week after the Video Game Awards show. We'll be talking about PlayStation. Should be a lot of fun, as always. Until then, play some video games. Enjoy them. Good night.
Good night.